The King, the Slim Reaper. For what, more than a decade now, these two names have just completely dominated the world of basketball, defining an entire generation. Today, we're going to try and settle the score in one of the sport's greatest, most enduring rivalries, LeBron James versus Kevin Durant. I mean, for as long as most of us can remember, these two have been the faces of the league. Their careers, their legacies, they're just forever tangled together. And when you look at the hardware, you can see why the debate is so good. You've got LeBron's just staggering number of trophies versus the undeniable razor-sharp peak of Durant. So where do we even begin to break this down? Well, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to treat this like a classic championship fight, breaking it down round by round. First up, we'll dive into the pure art of scoring. Then we'll look at the art of all-around dominance. After that, we absolutely have to relive their epic showdowns on the biggest stage. And finally, we'll get to the big one and ask the question, what truly defines greatness? All right, let's get into it. Round one, the art of scoring. And this right here is the absolute foundation of the entire case for Kevin Durant. It's a question you hear all the time, right? In every basketball discussion. And there's a really, really good reason for that. A whole lot of experts, fans, and yeah, even other players will tell you, flat out, that he is. And when you actually start to look at the evidence, you get it. You really start to understand why. Now, you might look at their career scoring numbers and think, wow, that's incredibly close. But here's the thing. That tiny fractional edge that Durant has, it's there. And more importantly, he keeps that edge when the lights are brightest, in the playoffs. And this chart right here, it illustrates everything perfectly. It's the difference between being a great scorer, which LeBron is, and being a scoring specialist. Durant has gone out and won the league's scoring title 4 different times. 4. That tells you everything you need to know about his focus and his unique gift, especially when you see LeBron has done it just once. But look, it goes way beyond just the number of points or the titles. It's how he gets his buckets. We're talking about a guy who's nearly 7 feet tall, but has the handles and the jump shot of an elite shooting guard. It's kind of unfair, really. He's deadly from everywhere, and his efficiency is just off the charts. I mean, the guy's in the 50-40-90 club. It's legendary stuff. Put it simply, he's a walking bucket. Okay, but the argument for LeBron, it's built on something completely different. It's not about being the absolute best at one thing. It's about his mind-blowing all-around dominance over the entire 94 feet of the basketball court. And this really is the core question of the whole debate, isn't it? Kevin Durant might be the better, more skilled scorer, but if you're in LeBron's corner, you believe his real value, his greatness, is measured in the way he affects every single possession of the game. And hey, if you need proof, just look at what happened when they went head-to-head in the NBA Finals. On the biggest stage, LeBron averaged almost double the number of assists and consistently grabbed more rebounds. This is the heart of the argument for him, that ability to control the pace, to make his teammates better, and to physically dominate in ways that don't always show up in the points column. So, the key takeaway is this. LeBron's greatest weapon might actually be his mind. His basketball IQ is just on another planet. The way he sees plays develop before anyone else, his leadership, that's what puts him in another category. He isn't just a piece in the system, he is the system. Which brings us to the ultimate proving ground. This is where legacies are made. We're talking, of course, about their 3 epic showdowns in the NBA Finals. Their entire rivalry was basically forged in the fire of these 3 series. And what's wild is that they spanned 6 years and involved 2 totally different super teams. In a crazy twist of fate, our 2 guys here would even switch roles, going from the young underdog to the guy on the overwhelming super team. Okay, so it all kicked off in 2012. You had a young and hungry Kevin Durant leading his Oklahoma City Thunder against LeBron's Miami Heat, a team loaded with veterans that was under just immense pressure to finally win a championship. And you know, this series was the perfect snapshot of their different styles. Durant came out and was just a scoring machine. He actually outscored LeBron. But it was LeBron's unbelievable all-around game. He was this close to averaging a triple-double that pushed the Heat to a pretty convincing 4-1 win. He finally got that first ring off his back. Now, let's fast forward 5 years to 2017. And wow, have the tables turned. This time, it was Durant who would join the super team, the 73-win Golden State Warriors no less, a team that many people thought was basically unbeatable. And this time around, KD's scoring was just on another planet. He averaged over 35 points a game with just breathtaking efficiency and easily won Finals MVP. But then you look at LeBron's stats, and it's insane. He became the first player in history to average a triple-double in the finals. It was this heroic, unbelievable effort. But even that wasn't enough to stop KD and that Warriors powerhouse. Their last meeting in 2018 was, well, it was probably the most lopsided of the three. You had LeBron trying to carry a Cleveland team that was just clearly, completely outgunned against that Warriors dynasty. And yeah, the result was a sweep. The Warriors just rolled. And what's wild is that LeBron had to carry such a massive load that he actually outscored Durant for the first time in their finals battles. But it didn't matter. KD put up a fantastic all-around stat line himself, and he walked away with his second straight championship and his second straight finals MVP. So, after 3 finals, all those regular season games, and more than a decade of us arguing about it, what is the final verdict in this story of two titans?
You know, the whole debate really just comes down to what you personally think greatness is. In one corner, you've got Kevin Durant, the surgeon, maybe the most skilled and efficient scorer we have ever seen. And in the other corner, you've got LeBron James, the grandmaster, the overwhelming force whose value is measured by his total command of the game.
So ultimately, there just isn't one single right answer. Do you prefer the master craftsman or the conquering general? This debate is so amazing, and it rages on not just because we're talking about two all-time players, but because we're really asking ourselves a much bigger question. What do we value most in the game of basketball itself?